The Hidden Diary. My mother gave me my name the night I was born. She whispered it into my ear, soft as evening wind, and said, Kaito, the one who will remember. But the world I grew into did not want me to remember anything. Not my language, not my history, not even myself. I was 14 when they came. Night had barely finished falling when the village exploded with shouting. Flames dancing on roofs, men dragged out, women screaming, children running into the bush. I ran too, but a hand caught my ankle and the world flipped upside down. The last thing I saw was my mother's face disappearing into smoke. When I woke, I was on a ship. The smell hit first. Salt, sweat, sickness. My wrists stung with rope burns. Dozens of us were pressed together, trembling, staring at a horizon that did not belong to us. They didn't ask our names. They gave us numbers. They gave us orders. They gave us silence. But even in silence, memories whisper. I began to notice things. The way the ship creaked when rain was coming, the rhythm of the waves, the languages whispered in darkness. Some boys prayed, some cursed, some only cried. Me? I remembered what my mother said, the one who will remember. The journey ended, but captivity had just begun. A place of fields, heat, and the hollow sound of chains clinking with every movement. We were alive, but the life we knew was gone. Days blurred together, sunrise, work, exhaustion, but nights. Nights belonged to us. Nights were when people quietly found themselves again. Someone hummed a song from home, someone whispered a proverb, someone recited a story their grandmother told them. That's when I understood. If we let those stories die, then we would die, even if our bodies remained. But I had no ink, no paper, no permission to write anything at all. So I made my own way. At the edge of the quarters, beneath the sleeping board where the guards never looked, I carved my first mark into the wood. One thin scratch. Nothing special. It meant, today happened. I survived it. The next night, I carved 2 scratches. Today hurt. Another night, 3 scratches. Today, there was hope. After that, I began carving more than scratches. I carved names. Names of the people who deserved to be remembered. Names of the ones who told stories. Names of the ones who could still smile. Names of the ones who fell and never stood up again. Every mark felt like rebellion. Every mark felt like a heartbeat. Weeks turned to months, months to years. My hidden diary grew. I carved the story of Binta, the girl with the fire in her voice, who tried to escape twice. The second time they caught her, they punished her in front of everyone. But she never begged. She stood tall until the end. I carved Binta, the one who showed us courage. I carved the story of Tao, the old man who taught us songs in the night. He said, as long as we sing, we are not theirs. Even when a guard broke his ribs for humming during work, he still whispered melodies under his breath until he could whisper no more. I carved Tao, keeper of the last songs. I carved the day we resisted. It started with a Beni, barely 17, small but fierce. A guard struck her mother for dropping a basket. Abeni stepped forward, shaking but unbroken, and shouted, you can command our bodies, but you will never command our spirits. It was the first time I saw fear in a guard's eyes. Her voice cracked the silence they built around us. We paid for that moment, but I carved it anyway. Abeni, the spark that reminded us who we were. My diary became my life's purpose. Every night I added something new, a story, a memory, a song, a warning, a wish. I knew someday they would discover it, or I would die before finishing it. So I made a plan. Behind the quarters stood the oldest tree on the land, its roots twisted deep into the earth, strong and ancient. A tree like that remembers things. It felt right. On a night when the moon hid behind clouds and the guards drank themselves numb, I took the wooden board, my diary, my rebellion, my proof, and slipped outside. I dug beneath the roots until my fingers bled. Then I buried the board, gently, carefully, like bearing a piece of my soul. No one saw me, but the tree did. The next day, my name became a memory too. Fever swept through many of us, and my body was too tired to fight. The world dimmed around me, sounds fading, breath slowing. But I wasn't afraid. I had done what I needed to do. I had remembered. I had kept the stories alive. Years later, maybe decades, maybe centuries. I don't know how long, someone found it. A child digging near the tree pulled out the wooden board. The carvings had survived time, crude, uneven, but alive. And now, if you are hearing this, it means someone read my marks. Someone understood them. Someone carried them forward. It means our stories did not die. We refuse to vanish quietly. We refuse to be erased. We refuse to be forgotten. My name is Kaito. My mother called me the one who will remember. And even in chains, even in silence, even in death, I did. And now, so will you.